Alright, I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm going to start making videos on things that touch my life and things that inspire me. And obviously, for those of you that don't know, I am a die-hard Eagles fan. As much as my team sucks, I love them. And the good thing about being friends with Eagles fans is they expect you to disappoint them. And obviously, me, I disappoint a lot of people. So, you know. So, such is life. Or you expect disappointment from a lot of people because you're an Eagles fan and they give you disappointment. So, you know. Anyway, Demeco Ryans was cut today. Demeco Ryans was called the Mufasa of our team. If he's the Mufasa, then certainly Jordan Hicks is the Simba. We've seen a diamond in the rough in Jordan Hicks. And a lot of that has to be contributed to Demeco Ryans. Demeco Ryans put his heart on his sleeve every single play and has been nothing short of a class act since he's come to Philly. He was a locker room leader. He was an on-field leader. He was a true ambassador for how the game should be played. He will be very well missed in Philadelphia, and I thank you, Demeco, for your contributions. But, why the cut of him was a good decision, good idea. He's making a lot of money under the cap. Okay. He's been injured a lot. He's not getting any younger, and most importantly, he would have given us a possibility of 3, maybe even 4 inside linebackers. Do we really need that many? No. A lot of people say, "Oh, why didn't you cut Kiko Alonso?" They're not going to cut a 27-year-old linebacker, 26 maybe even, very young. Yes, injury riddled, but when he is on the field, is one of the best at his position. Very good and very young linebacker. They're not going to cut somebody like that. Michael Kendricks, also an amazing talent. You're not going to cut that. Who's left? You know, what do you do in that situation? Yeah, Jordan Hicks Demeco was a leader in that locker room. Was he the leader? No. I believe you got to give that well-deserved recognition to number 27, Malcolm Jenkins, a man who has single-handedly changed the outlook of that defense, and no matter how hard times became this year, a man who, when the rest of the team quit, left his heart and soul on that field and is giving the Eagles hope, at least, for, you know, every year we go into, oh, what do we need? What do we need? Safety is not one of them needs anymore. We have him. Him and Thurman made, I thought, a tremendous pair. Probably the best pair the Eagles have had since B-Dawk and Quentin Michael. Demeco, it's never easy letting go of these players because you think, oh, what if they have more in the tank? What if they blah, blah, blah? The Eagles are the one thing the Eagles are good at is assessing talent and when it's in a decline. Now, granted, they've made some bonehead decisions with talent, but look at even the guys they've gotten rid of. Deshaun Jackson. Has he been a world beater since he's left Philly? No. He hasn't been on the field 50% of the time, I don't think, since he's left Philly. He's missed several games. Granted, he's burnt the Eagles every chance he got except for that last game in this past season that decided the division ultimately. He has been a nuisance to the Eagles, but you look at overall, okay, what has he done? And what he's done is not anything to give the impression that he's a top 10 wide receiver. That's for sure. Jeremy Maclin. He wanted a little bit more money and actually was offered more money in Philly but chose to go to Kansas City. No, not Philadelphia's fault whatsoever. They could have upped their ante a little bit, but they made a reasonable offer, what I feel Jeremy is worth. And what did he do this year? Granted, yes, he has Alex Smith. I get that. I get it. Still didn't put up world beater numbers. A lot of times it is about the system. And yeah, Shady McCoy, same thing. Did he have a world class year in Buffalo? No. Did DeMarco Murray in Philly? Absolutely not. But at the same time, you look at it and you got to realize that Shady wasn't much better in Buffalo. You can't really get much worse than what DeMarco Murray was in Philly this past season, but nonetheless. The thing about it is, when you assess talent, you got to ask yourself, is this player worth the money we are paying him? Is he going to make contributions that equal or exceed the amount of money we're paying this man? And in Demeco Ryan's case, I think that answer is no. He's been slowly but surely declining. He's great when healthy, but that's the thing. When, you know, and switching to a 4-3, if you look back at it, Houston ran a 3-4 in his most successful years. That's not to say he didn't have some success under a 4-3. He did. But if you look at that, even, Barwin, the same thing. Barwin could have been another one that's like, because his main contributions were also in a 3-4. It just comes down to the personnel you are running and the system that you are trying to implement. And it sucks that Demeco was a casualty, but you got, in this day and age, it's hard to replace a leader. I get that. But at the same time, you got to go out and find the next one. This is not college. This is not something that, another sport. This is not professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a stage sport where you can look good until you're 50 years old. No, no, no. This is football, okay? This is bring your best on the field and leave it on the field each and every play. And whether Demeco can or not remains to be seen, but by the extent of his injuries the past couple years, it for me was the right time to move on. Use that $5 million or whatever they saved in cap space. Give Bradford the franchise tag. Get your quarterback of the future, which is not going to be cheap. Sign Fletcher Cox, which is not going to be cheap, but he is going to be worth every penny at 26 years old. Every penny that they pay him. Now, granted, a lot of people say Vinny Curry was paid too much. I say, guy can be a top 5 pass rusher. He's proven in minimal snaps. Hell, he had, 10 sacks last year and 32% of the snaps. This past season, I think he had 6 or 7 sacks in the same amount of snaps. You figure you put him on the field 80% of the defensive snaps, it's about 13, 14 sacks. And he's good for that. I feel like he is. If he's an every down player, Vinny Curry is an amazing edge rusher, especially in a 4-3. And he was used at a 3-4 his most successful season. Imagine what he can do in a 4-3. Same with Fletcher Cox, man. I like what they're doing defensively. Offensively is a mystery. Doug Peterson could be the right choice. He could turn out to be another Andy Reid and lead the team to success, or he could be another Ray Rhodes for all I know. I don't know. All I know is I do like Jim Schwartz defensively. He has done amazing work with a lot of great players, elevating them to the next level. See the dude from Buffalo that just got cut, not Marcel Darius. Oh, God, I can't think of his name now. Not John Cena either, no. But, he has elevated some of these talents into their best. In Mario Williams, he has elevated these talents. Who's to say he can't come in here and do wonders for a guy like Vinny Curry or a guy like Brandon Graham or a guy like Bradley Fletcher, who we desperately need? Who's to say he can't do tremendous work with these young? And that's the thing. This defense is fairly young. There's not many guys over the age of 30. Demeco was. He's gone now. Malcolm Jenkins is getting up there a little bit. But if you look at the core, like Curry, like Cox, Hicks, Kendricks, these are all guys 26 years of age or younger. Okay, that's the core of your defense. Benny Logan, they're all guys that are on the right side of 30. Guys that have potential to get better. And you got to assess that at the end of the day. Football is a business. And you could be the biggest locker room general in the league. It don't matter. If you're declining on a team that's looking to improve, there's no other way to put it, you know? It's like an everyday job. You know, if you can't function at your job right anymore, they got to find somebody that does a better job. All in all, Demeco Ryans will be picked up somewhere. He will be missed in Philly. But I think we have enough locker room generals, especially on defense, to be quite all right. Jordan Hicks has that potential. I see him as a young Demeco with possibly better on-field skills. Time will tell. We shall see. But all in all, thank you, Demeco Ryans, for your contributions. God bless you, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Eagles Nation always loves you, man.